Lane 3, Devon. Lane 4, Integris. And Lane 5, EOG. Looks like they're off.
As a quick reminder, the Landlubbers are participants who have never touched an oar until this season. That's remarkable. How they so quickly grasp this. I did notice on lane 3 on that particular event that one of the crew members didn't crab their oar and snagged water, and she held it out of the water until the race was over. I thought that was courteous for the rest of the team. That's typically what you do, I guess.
Some boats do that. A few crews, I've realized, especially in corporate, with being at such a high pace or at such a high stroke rate, they find these guys are close. Lane 2 taking the lead along with lane 4. Looks like they are head-to-head, along with lane 3 and 1 head-to-head. 2 and 4 taking the lead here, nice and strong.
Almost to the wire, 5 meters, 3 and 2 across. Here's the third across, 4 and 5 lane, and 3 in the number 4 lane. Did I say that right? Good race. That was a petite final, and that means those are some of the best dragon boaters that we have. That's why the race was so darn close. See how much fun that they're having, that you could be having on the water as well. You get your work, and I don't care how small your work is. If you have a really tiny company, you work out of home, your own guys could always gang up with another company that's the same size as yours. Get somebody next year and form a team. That's the fun of this kind of event. Dragon boats are for everybody.
Well, good evening, everyone. What a great night on the Oklahoma River. My name's Mike Knopf. I'm the Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. We really have a historic night in store for us here on the beautiful Oklahoma River. But to really kick things off for the festivities tonight, we are really honored tonight to have our Governor, Mary Fallin, joining us, and her husband, First Gentleman Wade Christensen. And it's really my honor to introduce Governor Mary Fallin.
What a beautiful evening it is to be on the Oklahoma River, Mike, and couldn't have asked for more perfect weather, and it's such a wonderful time to be able to celebrate not only the river in Oklahoma City, but certainly our 4th of July and our America's freedom and all that it stands for. But this is such a wonderful place, and anyone who hasn't had the chance to come to the river is really missing out on a great day of activities. And we really appreciate all the Boathouse Foundation does for the river itself, for the city of Oklahoma City, and with all the different activities you have, from the dragon boat races to the kayak races to the U.S. Olympic team and rowing place for their training, to the boathouses, to the zip line, to the playground, to all the other boathouses that are going to be built. And tonight, lighting the river for the first time, which is going to be real exciting. This area is truly becoming a destination point in our nation, and it's really, really exciting. It's fun to think that we used to mow this river, now we get to row the river. It's great to see so much water in it too, but we appreciate Sandridge hosting this tonight, our Stars and Stripes Festival, and all of you that have come out for a very fun day of music, rowing, certainly the kayaking, some great food, and just a lot of fun with family and friends. Very proud of Oklahoma City. And Mike, thank you for all that you do with your leadership. We appreciate all that OCU does to help with the boathouses themselves, and it's a a wonderful time to be in Oklahoma.
Well, thank you, Governor. We really appreciate your support through the years, and we are working on some big things. We have a big international event coming out next year that's going to be really exciting for the state. And like we said, we really only get started down here, so it's a great night, historic night, and again, we thank you for all of your support. And we'll be back soon.
Thank you very much, Mike, and Governor Gary Fallin. Thank you so much for coming by and just adding to the excitement here on the Oklahoma River. Heidi, we have a race.
Starting our next group of finals in lane 1, we have Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Wow. What a night, huh? Had fun today? Yeah. Well, good evening. My name is Tom McDaniel. I'm chairman of the Citizens Advisory Board for the MAPS 3 projects. There are 10 other members of that Citizens Advisory Board, one of whom is Dee Morales, who chairs the River Subcommittee, and I'm here on her behalf as well tonight. In addition, there are more than 75 Oklahoma City citizens who volunteer to serve on the subcommittees that oversee and provide public oversight for all of the MAPS 3 projects. Every ward in the city of Oklahoma City is represented on the advisory board, and it's on behalf of those volunteers, my colleagues, that I'm here to wish you a warm welcome, I might say, an extremely warm welcome to the Oklahoma River. We gather tonight to celebrate two firsts. This will be the first project completed of all of the MAPS 3 projects. And we're also here to celebrate the dedication of the first permanently lighted river race course in the world. In the world. And we're only just beginning here on the river. We also have state-of-the-art starting devices that are ready to be used. Across the river behind me on the south, we'll be building windscreens. They're being designed right now. East of us will be a fantastic whitewater rafting facility that will be world class. So on the river, we've only just begun. In addition, I want to make mention that all of the MAPS 3 projects are actively engaged in the planning process and in the construction process, and they're all moving along very well. I'll mention too that the whitewater facility will be targeted for dedication 2015. I'm issuing your first invitation to come back to join us in 2015 for that dedication. All of us who have been part of Oklahoma City's transformational changes and improvements over the past few years, I believe, know and appreciate the visionary, inspirational, and consensus-building leadership that has been the bedrock for these magnificent results. Our mayor is leading this quest to make our city a big league city. It is a dream that we have all embraced, and in many ways is a gift that we will be giving to the generations that follow us. On this historic night, please help me welcome our big league mayor, the Honorable Mick Cornett.
Thank you very much. What a beautiful night. Now, how many of you are like from around here? Okay, how many of you are not from around here and have no idea who I am? Well, you should know, those of you from out of town, that the weather is like this every day of the year. This is an exciting day in the timeline of the citizens in this city. It is the first ribbon cutting, if you will, for a MAPS 3 event. The citizens of this city went to the polls in December of 2009 and passed an incredibly forward-thinking series of initiatives that includes this: the only lighted rowing racing course in the world. I think this facility also speaks to the greater priority we are placing on our health. I think this visually is such a step forward from where this river was 20 years ago, when it was dry and dusty and had to be mowed twice a year. To see the improvements that came with MAPS, and now these continued improvements with MAPS 3, I think anyone who has lived in the city through those years realizes just how far we have come. We have come through visionary leadership of those that came before us. From the private sector, business leaders like Ray Ackerman saw the value and the power of water in the future of this city. We lost Ray in October of last year, but his vision, the work that he began, along with others in our business community, continues tonight. One of those leaders that was arm in arm with Ray and the other business community is our former mayor, Ron Dorick. Please give a warm round of applause for former mayor and the chairman of the Riverfront Redevelopment Committee, Ron Dorick.
Thank you, Mayor. What a great evening this is. I can remember being down here some 20 years ago, and in case you don't remember, this year is the 20th anniversary of MAPS 1, and I think you all ought to congratulate yourself to see what's happened here. 20 years ago we came down, and as Mick said, we mowed the river. Did we have an idea that this would happen? We didn't. We just knew we wanted to provide something for the citizens of our community. But this is just phenomenal, and it's not going to stop now. We are going to continue to build. We're going to continue to provide the quality of life that we want for ourselves, our kids, and our grandkids. Mick had already mentioned Ray Ackerman. Ray was the one that wanted to change the name of this river. This river used to be called the North Canadian River. And he went to the legislature and convinced them that this 7-mile stretch should be called the Oklahoma River. And now it's known all over the world as the Oklahoma River. I'm so happy to be here tonight representing the Oklahoma City River Trust Authority, who manages all these properties, and welcome all of you here. Now let me introduce you to the councilman from this area, John Pettis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for your leadership over the years to truly make Oklahoma City a big league city. I am privileged to have the Oklahoma River in Ward 7. These are exciting times for the development of our city in this river, and I am glad to be a part of it. In total, MAPS 3 is investing $57 million to make improvements to the river. We installed 12 stadium lights, which this project, 6 in the South Banks and 6 in the North Banks. These lights will not only allow rowers and fans to watch the races, but it will also allow live broadcasting at night. I would like to thank the engineers of this project, Grover Engineering, and our contractor, Wind Construction, OG&E, and our program coordinator, ADG, for making this happen. Also, I would like to thank the MAPS 3 Advisory Board Committee, the Oklahoma River Subcommittee, and particularly Dee Morales in their hard work, leadership, and dedication to MAPS 3. Now please help me welcome the Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation.
Well, this night is a long time coming. This is kind of our Field of Dreams moment here on the Oklahoma River. And it really began several years ago when we were thinking of ways that we can really make a difference in some of these very traditional sports. Rowing, you know, it's the oldest intercollegiate sport in America, a lot of tradition, and we were starting it really new in Oklahoma City. So we thought, well, how can we change things up a little bit? We know what Friday Night Lights are all about. We like going to football games under the lights. We like going to baseball games. Why not rowing? Why not kayaking? And why not make a mark on these Olympic sports by lighting this river? So I have to hand it to OG&E because the OG&E night sprints were born several years ago where we brought in big trucks to really show the world what night racing was all about. And boy, did it take off. We had teams from Australia, from Germany, from Great Britain, from all over the world who came to Oklahoma City and got to experience our brand of rowing. And it has really caught fire around the, we are known for our river, we are known for our great city, and we are known for our night racing. So thank you, Pete, thank you, OG&E, for helping us in that vision and bringing night racing to a reality. Everything we're doing here on the river represents innovation of some kind. These fabulous boathouses, thanks to all of our partners, Chesapeake, Devon, Sandbridge, and many, many more. And like you've heard tonight, much more to come. We're really setting a standard of being truly world-class for this venue. And I will tell you that there's nowhere else that I can think of in this country that's going to have more adventure to be had in the middle of your city than we have here at the Oklahoma River. Joe Jacoby is CEO of USA Canoe Kayak. USA Canoe Kayak moved to Oklahoma City last year because of this river, because of what we're doing, and because of the innovation surrounding our role in the Olympic movement. Well, Joe flew into Oklahoma City a couple nights ago when we were testing the lights, and he saw this glow come from the river. And he immediately called me when he landed, and he said, "Man, that's the end of Field of Dreams, isn't it?" I said, "You're right, Joe. It is." And you can see they're coming. So it is a big night for us. It is a milestone in the sport of rowing and the sport of canoe kayak, and it really is only the beginning. So it's now my honor and my pleasure to introduce the president of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce, a member of the board of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation, Roy Williams.
Member of Mike's board, I just want to speak on behalf of the other board members and to really express our gratitude and appreciation and congratulations to Mike and his staff for what they have done here and what they're still doing. So Mike, great job. Let's give him a round of applause. I have the privilege of being the president and CEO of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber. In that capacity, we do our best to maintain a strong economy here in central Oklahoma. We work with entrepreneurs, we work with existing companies, and we work to try to recruit new companies here. And what we've found in that process is that for us to be successful, those companies have to be able to attract and retain the best talent in the world. And so over the last 20 years, this city has made an effort to build a community where that talent wants to live and not just work. And I believe we're well on our way to achieving a true world-class city. We know that we have to be extremely competitive, and places like this give us that edge on our competition. So, with no pun intended, tonight we shine yet another light on Oklahoma City. So congratulations again to the Boathouse and to Mike and his staff, and also congratulations to OG&E, because without them, these lights wouldn't come on tonight. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you the CEO of OG&E, as well as a member of the executive committee of the Boathouse Foundation, Mr. Pete Delaney.
Thank you, Roy. Good evening. It's exciting that the speeches are almost over. And they invited me here to make sure the lights went on. And I don't plan on disappointing anybody tonight. You may have seen behind me as we were speaking, the elite Olympic rowers go behind us. And I can tell you that probably without the lights and without that 6 or 7 years ago, as Mike said, we used to haul trucks out here and bring light to the river. And while... Thank you, Pete. All right, the moment we've been waiting for. Now, a little bit of background. Every December, I stand in front of this big tree called the Mayor's Christmas tree, and I flip a switch, and the lights go on immediately. That is not going to happen tonight. These lights take a little long, or maybe it's because Santa Claus isn't here, but regardless, the lights are not going to come on immediately. But we're going to turn the switch, and then, as the lights are illuminated, the final race of the evening is going to take place. And that race is the River Sport Corporate Finals. So don't leave until they get to the finish line. All right, is everybody ready? All right, now, to add to the suspense, the engineers tell me that I'm going to turn the lights on with an iPhone, and I'm going to litter. All right. Yeah, I'm a little skeptical too. All right, let's count backward from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's magnificent. Oh! Wow! And here come the rowers. Let the racing begin. One more race to go. They'll be starting at the far end. The first race under the permanent lighting system.
I'm in lane 3, Bow here.
Yeah, good call on that one. Because we never got there.
Those scullers cross in front of us here at the boathouse. Just watch their technique. This is thousands and thousands of hours of practice on display here from these high-performance athletes.
Ooh, lane 2 coming up on lane 3 very quickly. I think it goes to lane 3. Final here.
Spanish Cove is closest to the crowd, closest to the North Shore. You know all about those ladies already. The Bethany YMCA. They're in lane 2. This is heat 4 for Paddle for the Cure. Again, a half-second handicap per female paddle. Go, ladies, go! And gentlemen. And ladies on board. Give them a round of applause as they pass in front of you. They're working hard tonight. A lot of fun. I'm telling you guys, if you have even thought about doing something as a group, whether it be a work, whether it be a bike club, anything like that, come on down and try out as a team with one of our Dragon Boats. It's not only a lot of fun, but a lot of good exercise, and a lot of camaraderie. Go Spanish Cove. Telling you, Heidi, I can't think of a simpler way to put it, but if you've got the will, we've got a boat that'll get you.
If you're not ready to master any of these events, we have plenty of volunteer opportunities, so you're welcome to sign up. And lane 5, Integris.
Co-ed Intermediate Grand Final. This is it for them. And that is why they're within inches in all 4 lanes, Heidi. Look at that.
Yeah, lane 3, 4, and 5. Close. Very, very close. Looks like they are bow to bow in lanes 3 and 4. Lane 5 having a slight lead coming up here on the 200-meter marker.
Where's the best place to start putting that power team?
You know, I would say just a few meters ahead of where we are right now, right about the 200, since they are at the halfway meter marker. That's really when you want to dig down deep.
No, this one is us. Oh, that's
Lanes 5 and 3, literally finishing at the same time.
what a great race. Lots of competition.
are doing is called sculling. They have 2 oars and lane 3. Super excited to win that race. Thank you guys so much for that treat there.
You got me a bottled water?
So far looks like lane 1 in first place, followed by lane 2 in second, and lane 3 in third.
And lane 1 here, that is AAA and that's an example, guys, on how, if you don't have enough volunteers in your company to try to do track move, you can combine 2 companies. Absolutely perfectly fine. I don't think they're in the mood to lose. I don't think they are.
Not at all. Lane 1 taking a major lead, followed by lane 2, Urban Neighbors.
As I see it on my schedule, I could be missing something, but that's what it looks like to me. You know what that means? That means fireworks will be next. As soon as those lights
Chesapeake, lane 3, Integris, lane 4, Chesapeake Uproar, lane 5, Chesapeake 6.
I'm not pushing for one vote over another, but I do want to say I think we should revisit that whole thing about a winning vote should take their coach and chuck them in the river. And I don't care who it is. I don't care who wins. I'm not pushing for anybody. I just think that's a custom that needs to be blocked by.
And as expected, this is looking to be a very tight race as we approach the last 200 meters here. It's going to be Chesapeake Uproar out in front by a few seats. And it looks like a battle here between Chesapeake 6 on the outside and Integris in the middle for that second and third spots.
Heidi, can you tell as a coach when they start pulling harder? Can you actually see that?
I think you can, and I think anyone outside on the base can see that as well. Everyone's really taking it up a notch, especially lane 4 taking it home very strong, with lane 5 appearing to be coming in second place here.
And these are actually 2 categories here. So that first boat across the line, Chesapeake Uproar, was in the open category, and then on the outside it'll be Chesapeake 6 coming in the lead here for the co-ed experience category. And we're followed up by Integris, Chesapeake Rigo, and Lamar.
Nice race, guys.
Good race. Good.
Right, and be ready because the lights are about to go out and the fireworks are about to begin.
Make yourselves comfortable.